Welcome to this session of Finding the Golden Nugget, Value Proposition. In this video, you will learn what a value proposition is, how it affects your company, and what tools you can use that help you create your own value proposition. Let's start with the question, what is value? Value is defined as something that has worth, importance, or utility. It can be tangible, like the price of a product or its functionality, but it can also be intangible, like experiences or emotions. For example, I value the food you cook because it reminds me of home. A value proposition is therefore a company's promise of the value or worth they are going to offer. It clearly explains how a product is going to solve a customer's needs, what benefits customers can expect, and why they should buy from them instead of from the competition. A practical tool to help you define your value proposition is the Value Proposition Canvas by Alex Osterwalder. It combines your value proposition and your corresponding customer segment into one separate tool. It makes it thus easier to design and test your value proposition independently from your business model. It does not, however, replace your business model. It is more like an extension. They work best in combination. A great value proposition cannot succeed without a great business model. On the right side, we have the customer profile with its customer jobs, pains, and gains, basically describing who you are creating value for. And on the left side, we have the value map containing your products and services, pain relievers, and gain creators. After filling in your value proposition canvas, your customer profile will probably contain a lot more jobs to be done, pains and gains. But using your value map, you outline which of them you're going to focus on and on how you're going to address and satisfy your customers' needs. The original template for your value proposition canvas can be found on the website linked below. Starting with the customer profile, we have the customer jobs. Here you want to list all the things a customer is trying to get done. That could be, for example, a specific task they're trying to complete, a need they're trying to satisfy, or even just trying to look good or gain status. Customers can also take the role of buyers, co-creators, or transferers, explaining the relationship they're going to enter when dealing with your business. Keep in mind, not all jobs will have the same importance or significance to your customers. Pains describe all the problems that keep your customers from getting the job done. This could include, for example, financial reasons. The product is simply too expensive. They don't want to use it because it makes them feel bad. Or it might just not be functional. Ask yourself, what risks do your customers fear? What are the main difficulties and challenges your customers encounter? Or simply, what keeps your customer awake at night? Gains, on the other hand, describe the positive outcomes customers hope to achieve. They can be either required, so something that is needed for a solution to work. They can be expected, something that is anticipated from a solution, but it would also work without them. Or they can be desired, and those are the things that we don't expect, but we would still love to have them if we could. Switching to the value map, we have products and services. Here you want to include basically all the products and services your value proposition is built upon. That could be, for example, physical products like manufactured goods, digital products like mobile apps or streaming platforms, but also financial or intangible products like copyrights or after-sales services. Under pain relievers, you describe how your products and services intend to mitigate your customers' pains. Do they make your customers feel better, or do they put an end to the difficulties and challenges your customers encounter? Good value propositions don't try to solve all of their customers' problems. They focus only on a few but severe pains, but do so well. Last but not least, we have the gain creators. Here you basically outline how your products and services are going to create the benefits your customers expect or desire. Ask yourself the question, do your products create savings that make your customers happy? Or do they outperform current solutions and make your customers' work or life easier? To summarize, in filling out your value proposition canvas, you will get a better understanding not only of the people or organizations you intend to create value for, but also of your products and services themselves, so they can better help your customers ease their pains and create gains instead. A slightly different take on a classic value proposition canvas comes from Peter J. Thompson. He used behavioral economics and cognitive psychology to modify the canvas in a way that it encourages more empathy with the customers. This is especially useful for startup companies as it guides the user more towards thinking through the customer experience, something he thought the traditional one was missing. As you can see, the core design with its 6 building blocks stayed the same, but where we had customer jobs, pains and gains, we now have wants, needs and fears, and instead of products and services, pain relievers and gain creators, we have features, benefits and experiences. On the customer side, wants describe the things that customers want to be, want to do or want to have. They are the emotional drivers customers have when making a decision. The needs focus on the rational drivers instead when customers want to get a job done. This could also include needs customers may not even know they have yet. Prominent example, nobody knew they needed a touchscreen on their mobile phone. Today you couldn't live without it. Fears, as the name implicates, deal with customers' fears. This could be the fear of making a mistake, the fear of missing out, or simply the fear of switching to a product that might be inferior to the one customers already have. Together, those fears can be a very strong driving force in your customers' purchasing behavior, and maybe even prevent them from choosing your product. Under features, you basically describe how your product works and what features and attributes it has. Benefits describe the ways your product improves the lives of your customers. And under experience, you list how owning your product makes your customers feel. You could say it is the sum of your features and benefits combined. In addition to those 6 main building blocks, Thompson added another one, substitutes, where you should not only list your competitors, but also the solutions that might already exist. In his words, no matter how much better your product is than the competition, if it isn't better than the existing solutions, then you don't have a real-world value proposition. Now, let's take a look at an example, in this case the value proposition canvas of Innovation Warehouse. Innovation Warehouse is a startup incubator in London that offers high-growth startup business a quiet and productive space to work. They used the value proposition canvas to determine what young startup companies were looking for in their search for a workplace. As you can see, they were looking for a social but productive environment, a place where they could seek guidance and grow their team, but to a price they could afford. In analyzing those needs, they realized not only did they already match most of those requirements, such as a quiet and productive environment, a great community, and business accelerator programs to learn and grow your business, they now knew how to better market their value proposition and address those startup companies they wanted to attract. And this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you now have a better understanding of what value proposition is and how to create your own. If you haven't watched them already and want to know more about how to successfully analyze your customers or how to write your own business model, you can find all of those informations in the modules mentioned below. Thank you for your attention.